I thank you all so much for coming. I want to start by asking a question about a country that others, or some questions that others may not ask about, which is Haiti. Earlier this week, the New York Times reported on the ongoing political and economic crisis there. And I want to read you a little excerpt from that powerful and very bleak piece. Gas shortages are worsening by the day. Hospitals have cut services or closed entirely. Public transportation is ground to a halt. Businesses have shuttered. Most schools have been closed since early September, leaving millions of children idle with no end in sight. Widespread layoffs have compounded chronic poverty and hunger. Uncertainty hangs over everything. Ambassador Kozak, has the State Department engaged with the Moise administration on anti-corruption and accountability efforts in the wake of the Petrocaribe investigation?
Yes, Mr. Levin. In fact,
you have. And can you tell me what progress has been achieved?
No, I was going to give you the broader engagement with them, with Haiti.
Well, I'm particularly interested in this.
On Petrocaribe.
Anti-corruption and accountability in the wake of the Petrocaribe ongoing scandal.
No, I'll have to get you. I don't know if my colleagues have anything on that, but no, we haven't addressed that particularly. I haven't, but I've been on the job for less than a month. So
oh my goodness, yes.
People may have.
All right, but if you would follow up, I'd appreciate it.
I would say, though, because the broader problem that you just described is very concerning to us. The first foreign minister I met with when I took the job the first day was the foreign minister of Haiti. And what we're trying intensively to do is get the two elected parts of the Haitian government to do what they're supposed to do and work with each other and form a government and get over it. Basically, you've got the executive having named a government. The parliament doesn't seem to be able to get to taking a vote on whether to approve it or not. Instead, they're trying to get the president to resign, or some elements are, and that's what's caused the chaos and the paralyzation. Our ambassador there, along with a broad core group of other countries, is working, tirelessly to try to get all the different sides to sit down, come together, and try to find some kind of an accommodation so they can get the government.
Well, if the government is a kleptocracy and is stealing hundreds of millions and billions of dollars meant for the development of the country, I'm not sure how effective that approach will be. Earlier this month, the Miami Herald reported that human rights defenders are calling for investigations into police brutality and misuse of tear gas by the Haitian National Police. During these recent protests, Ambassador, has the State Department raised these serious human rights concerns with the Haitian government?
We raise human rights concerns generally, but let me say, our experience, and I go back with Haiti 25 years ago. I was special negotiator with Haiti and went through some of the crises then. One of the few institutions there that has been performing reasonably well is the Haitian National Police. It's gone from being a very small organization that was incapable of really policing the place to now having the capability. Are there abuses committed from time to time? Yes. They also, though, as we've helped to build the capacity of the police force, part of that capacity is to do internal investigations when there are allegations of abuse. So we're urging them to use those mechanisms to deal with abuses when they occur. But I wouldn't want to tar the entire organization, since it's actually been doing a pretty good job of trying to control the unrest without committing.
Oh dear. Well, we'll have to talk more about that in the weeks. I hope we can, because I'm very, very concerned about what's been happening. The massacre in La Saline, the response after that. I may not share your sunny view of them. I just want to get to another aspect of this. You mentioned 25 years, and okay. The New York Times piece I mentioned talked about the United States' troubling history in Haiti. It notes that during the Cold War, American governments supported, albeit at times grudgingly, the authoritarian governments of Francois and Jean-Claude Duvalier because of their anti-communist stance. And by the way, I was there in 1980 and again later, and I saw this firsthand as a young student. In January, Haiti broke with precedent and voted with Washington at the OAS to reject the legitimacy of Nicolas Maduro. Now, let me be clear. I believe Maduro is a dictator who's caused the people to suffer. But I also want to be clear on why our government does what it does, or perhaps just as important in this case, what it doesn't do. Does the administration's failure, Ambassador, to more vocally defend human rights and good governance in Haiti, and our government has said very little about this, and it's a disaster happening. Does that failure have anything to do with Haiti's vote at the OAS earlier this year?
I would say not, sir. I headed the Human Rights Bureau before I just transferred over to this job, and in that capacity, we have contributed over the years to the development of many of the human rights groups in Haiti and developing their capacity, and they do a fine job of calling out.
Well, they're crying out for our help, sir. They're crying out for, and I respectfully ask you that the administration take a much more public stand on human rights in Haiti. Thanks for your forbearance, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you. Congressman Yoho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate